This is for Year 12 Methods. It comes out of 13C and it's a probability question, and I need to find the probability distribution for X, the number of points scored in one throw, and Y, the probability of the number of scores when two darts are thrown. Remember, the probability distribution will look like this. Okay, so I'm going to assume dartboard consists of 3 circle sections with radius 2, 10 and 20 as shown in the diagram. When a dart lands in the centre, it is scored 100. In the middle section, it's scored 20. Assume that all darts are thrown hit the board, and each dart is likely to hit anywhere on the board and none land on the lines. Okay, so if I consider the large circle, that has a radius of 20. Therefore, it has an area of pi times 20 squared, or 400 pi. If I look at the middle circle, it has a radius of 10. It has an area of 100 pi. And look at the small circle in the middle, has a radius of 2. It has an area of 4 pi. Since this circle has both the middle circle and included, this area here is 96 pi, because together with 4 pi make up 100 pi. And if all of that is 100 pi and the full is 400 pi, that is 300 pi. Which means the probability of being in this area here is 300 pi over 400 pi, which is equal to 3/4. Probability of being in this section here is 96 pi over 400 pi, and that's equal to 96 on 4, which is 24 on 100. And in the middle we have 4 pi on 400 pi, therefore that is 4 on 1, so 1 on 100, 24 on 100 and 75 on 100, and they fully add up. Okay, so I'm ready now, since I know my probabilities, and I used an area way of finding probabilities. So for part A, X can be, how many points do they get? Okay, so here's my tree diagram, all drawn out with all my possible outcomes. I can get 100 and 100, that's 2 bullseyes, a total of 200. 100th times 100th, because the probability of getting 100 is 1 on 100. So 200 is my 1 on 10,000. If I was to throw a 100 and a 20, that's 120. And that can happen 2 ways, so therefore 48 on 10,000. And lastly, I can get 20 by 75 over 100 times 75 over 100, giving me 5,625 over 10,000. So there's the probability distribution of Y, and there's the probability distribution of X.